Hello students, we are discussing the third chapter, tax-free incomes. Under that, now we are studying about death cum retirement gratuity. In the last session, we have solved some problems relating to that. In this session, let us solve two more problems relating to death cum retirement gratuity. See this problem. Mr. Netaji, who is not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act of 1972, retires on November 20, 2019, make it as 2019, from XYZ Limited and receives rupees 1,86,000 as gratuity after service of 38 years 10 months. His salary is rupees 8,000 per month up to July 31st, 2019 and rupees 9,000 per month from August 1, 2019. Besides, he gets rupees 500 per month as DA, 69% of which is part of salary for computing all retirement benefits, but 100% of DA is considered for the computation of PF. What amount of gratuity will be exempted from tax? Here they are not asked to calculate taxable gratuity, here they asked to calculate exempted amount of gratuity. That means that least of the following section, only that much you have to calculate here. See this problem. Mr. Netaji, who is not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, that means here statutory limit is 10 lakhs, not 20 lakhs, and here half month salary for number of completed years you have to consider, and here number of completed years of service you have to take the full year and you have to ignore the fraction of years even though that is more than 6 months. See here, he retires on November 20, 2019, make it as 2019, from XYZ Limited and receives 1,86,000 as gratuity. This is the actual amount of gratuity received. For the number of years of service, 38 years 10 months, you have to ignore this 10 months because under not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, you have to ignore the fraction of years. Therefore, his completed years of service in this company is only 38 years. His salary is 8,000 per month up to July 31st, 2018 and 9,000 per month from August 1, 2019. This is 2019. Here, this salary information is important to calculate half month's salary for number of completed years of service. In this case, for the calculation of salary, you have to consider 10 months average salary and not last month's salary under not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. As per this information, at the time of his retirement, his salary was 9,000 per month, that is from 1st August 2019. That means you have to consider the months till the last month before his retirement, that means till 31st October you have to consider, that means from August and September, October, for 3 months his salary is 9,000 and for rest of 7 months his salary was 8,000. Why? Because the increment of 1,000 was made in the month of August. Besides, he gets 500 per month as DA. As I told you before, under not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, you have to consider DA only if it is mentioned as retirement benefit. In this problem, they mentioned that 69% of which is part of salary for computing retirement benefit. That means 500 per month of DA only 69% you have to consider for calculation of your salary amount. That means salary means basic plus 69% of DA in this problem. And this information 100% of DA is considered for computing of PF should not consider, because here PF is not considered for the calculation of salary, for the calculation of gratuity. Here they asked what amount of gratuity will be exempted from tax. Let us solve this problem. First you have to calculate average monthly salary. As I told you, 10 months average you have to consider for the calculation of average monthly salary. That means basic salary from 1/1/2019, that is 1st January 2019 to 31st October 2019 you have to consider, because he is retiring in the month of November. Till the previous month of his retirement you have to consider, that is previous 10 months you have to consider. For last 3 months his salary was 9,000 per month, and before that 7 months his salary was 8,000, because in the problem they clearly mentioned that from 1st August 2019 his salary was 9,000 per month. Before that 8,000, for that reason for 3 months 9,000 and for 7 months 8,000. The total of his basic amounts to rupees 83,000. For that you have to add DA only if it is mentioned as retirement benefit. In this problem 69% of DA is considered for calculation of salary, that is 69% of 5,000. 500 per month means for 10 months it amounts to rupees 5,000. 69% of that amounts to rupees 3,450. So his total salary is 86,450. You have to get the average monthly salary, that is why you have to divide it by 10, because you are calculating for 10 months. So his monthly average salary amounts to rupees 8,645. Now you can calculate the exempted amount of gratuity from tax, that is computation of, this is exempted gratuity, not taxable gratuity, exempted gratuity amount. Exempted up to least of the following. 3 items you have to consider, that is actual amount received, half month's salary for each year of completed service, and statutory limit. First, actual amount received was 1,86,000 as gratuity. Next one, half month salary for each year of completed service. You already calculated average salary, that is 8,645 into half, that is half month salary, and number of years of service 38. You have to ignore the fraction of years even though it is more than 6 months, that is why 38 years. So the average half month salary amounts to rupees 1,64,255, and statutory limit is 10 lakhs under not covered by the Gratuity Act. So least of the following is 1,64,255, that is the exempted amount of gratuity. Okay, that is the exempted amount of gratuity of Mr. Netaji. So this is the calculation for 4 marks in your final exam. Let us solve this problem. Mr. Harshavardhan retired from his job after 29 years, 6 months and 15 days of service on 17th December 2019 and received gratuity amounting rupees 4 lakhs. His salary at the time of retirement was basic 6,000 per month, DA, that is dearness allowance, 1,200 per month, house rent allowance 2,000, commission on turnover 1% and commission on profit 5,000. He got an increment on 1st April 2019 of rupees 1,000 per month in basic only. Turnover achieved by SSC rupees 1 lakh per month. Calculate his taxable gratuity if he is a government employee, non-government employee covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, and non-government employee not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. See this problem. Mr. Harshavardhan retired from his job after 29 years, 6 months and 15 days of service. For the employee covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, you have to consider it as 30 years, and for the employee not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, you have to consider it as 29 years only. And in case of government employee, it is exempted from tax, because government employee gets any gratuity after his retirement, it is fully exempted from tax as per section 10 subsection 10 clause 1. Okay, that is why you have to calculate taxable gratuity only for non-government employee covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act and non-government employee not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. And see in this problem, received gratuity amounting to rupees 4 lakhs. Actual amount of gratuity received 4 lakh. From that 4 lakh you have to less, that is you have to deduct less of or least of the 3 things that you already know. So see the information to calculate that thing. His salary at the time of retirement was basic 6,000 per month. That means till last month he is getting the salary of, that is basic of 6,000 per month, dearness allowance, that is DA 1,200 per month. Here for the calculation of salary, that is for 15 days salary calculation or half month's salary calculation, salary means basic plus DA plus commission. If they mention it as retirement benefit in case of not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. For non-government employee covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, salary means only basic plus DA. Remember that thing. Covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, basic plus DA. For not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, basic. If they mention the DA as a retirement benefit, then a DA, and commission on turnover you have to consider. As per that information, basic 6,000 per month, dearness allowance 1,200 per month. Only these 2 information you have to consider for the calculation for the employee covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. You have to ignore house rent allowance, and you have to consider commission on turnover 1% for not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, and here you have to ignore commission on profit also, because you cannot consider this for the calculation of gratuity amount. Next see, he got an increment on 1/4/2018 of 1,000 per month in basic only. Remember this point, not in DA, only in basic. This information is helpful to calculate the 10 months average salary under employee not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. We will discuss these points while solving the problem. Turnover achieved by SSC rupees 1 lakh per month. Here for 10 months you have to calculate the commission on turnover in case of not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. So if for 1 month it is 1 lakh, then for 10 months that is 10 lakhs. 1% of that is considered as the commission on turnover. Calculate his taxable gratuity if he is a government employee covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act and non-government employee not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. Let us solve the problem. First thing is, if he is a government employee. As per section 10, subsection 10 and clause 1, gratuity received by government employees exempted from tax, that is fully exempted from tax. Next you have to consider non-government employee covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, computation of taxable gratuity of Mr. Harshvardhan for the assessment year 2020-21. The calculation is as follows. Amount of gratuity received 4 lakhs. From that you have to deduct least of the following under section 10 subsection 10. First one, actual amount received 4 lakhs. Next, second one, 15 days salary for each year of completed service. You have to consider here fraction of years. If that fraction of years is more than 6 months, you can consider it as 1 year. As per that, basic 6,000 and DA 1,200 for the last month. He retired in the month of December. You have to consider the salary of November. So the total of his salary is 7,200 for the month of November for 15 days divided by 26, that is number of working days, into number of completed years of service, that is 30 years. In this problem 29 years, 6 months and 15 days, that 6 months 15 days is more than 6 months, that is why you have to consider it as 1 year. So the 15 days salary amounts to rupees 1,24,615 and last one statutory limit 20 lakhs. Under covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act, statutory limit is 20 lakhs. So the least of the following is his exempted amount of gratuity. When you deduct this exempted amount from amount of gratuity received, you get taxable gratuity. So his taxable gratuity is 2,75,385 when he is covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. Okay. The taxable gratuity amount is 2,75,385. Next you have to calculate the gratuity amount when he is not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. For that, first you have to calculate average monthly salary of Mr. Harshvardhan. For that you have to consider with increment salary and without increment salary. First you have to consider basic salary from 1st February 2019 to 30th November 2019, that is 10 months salary. Here he get increment on 1st April 2019, that means first 2 months he is not getting any increment, that means 6,000 for 8 months and 5,000 for 2 months. So his total basic amounts to rupees 58,000 rupees. For that you have to add DA, that is 1,200 into 10. Here there is no increment in DA as they particularly mentioned that increment is on basic only. That is why 1,200 into 10, that is 12,000, and you have to add 1% commission on turnover only. Here not commission on the profit, here commission on turnover. Turnover is 1 lakh per month, you have to calculate for 10 months. So into 10 into 1%, that amounts to rupees 10,000 rupees. So his total salary for 10 months amounts to rupees 80,000 and average monthly salary is 8,000, that is 80,000 divided by 10. Now you can calculate the taxable gratuity amount. For that, first you have to write amount of gratuity received rupees 4 lakhs. From that you have to deduct least of the following. First one, actual amount received 4 lakhs. Second one, half month salary for each year of completed service 8,000 into half into 29. Here fraction of the year you have to ignore. That amounts to rupees 1,16,000 and statutory limit under not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act is only 10 lakhs rupees. Least of the following is half month salary, that is 1,16,000. When you deduct this exempted amount of salary from actual amount of gratuity received, you get 2,84,000 as taxable gratuity of Mr. Harshavardhan when he is not covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act. Okay. This is the problem relating to computation of gratuity amount, that is taxable gratuity amount. Let us stop this session here and let us meet in the next session. Thank you.